What if you'd woken up at 50 realising that you've got nothing prepared for your financial future? That you hadn't secured a healthy retirement plan? What can you do differently to get back on track? I think this is something all over 50s people can empathise with. In particular, there was a couple who we'll call Ted and Mary, who grew up with no money. They had education, but their parents didn't teach them about money, about finances. So Ted and Mary, their parents got married during the war. Teddy's mum worked, but his dad didn't work very much. His mum was stiff upper-lipped and his dad was very emotional. Ted and Mary met at college and decided to get married. Had kids. They thought they were doing all right. Had enough money to get by, but not enough for the extras. So this was during the 90s, when IT and engineering were the big thing. So they did what everyone else did. They bought a house and just started accumulating things. Cars, holidays. They didn't think about saving, they didn't think about emergency funds. Until Ted lost his job. He had no provision, no pension, no retirement funds. He had 3 kids going to college, university, but no pension plan. You know, he'd just spent his life going with the flow, no future plan. I bring this up because just because you're self-employed doesn't mean you can't have a pension, you can't have a financial future. And I use that story just to illustrate how we can get too used to just living by hand to mouth, by getting by, you know, waiting till the end of the month till you get income. But as self-employed, income can come in any time of the month, of the year. I mean, eventually in that story, Ted left his job and became self-employed, but still didn't really think about his financial future. Took a while for his business to get on its feet and start generating a consistent income. But like I say, that was back in the beginning of the early 2000s. He did manage to find a mentor who did give him the confidence to boost his business and start earning more. And that's one of the, with hindsight, that's what Ted would recommend to others. Find a mentor, whether it be financial or business. Not someone who wants you to pay them, but someone who genuinely cares about people's financial futures, about your financial future, more than what they're going to make. Ted said he and Mary, sat down and began to figure out what their purchase choices and needs were, rather than buy brand new, which they'd always done in the past. They started looking at buying used. They made big changes in terms of their financial spending. And they began to create a plan. I've spoken in the past about financial independence and retiring early. I mean, it is common, and you're not the only one who's grown up with no knowledge or education about money. Everyone does what they believe is a good life, working towards buying a home, getting your car, having holidays, having money to pay for bills. But no one thinks about their pension, no one thinks about what they need financially in later life. And these are the bigger traps for most of us. And for some of us, you might come into a windfall of money because but then you might spend that windfall just as easily. Hopefully you've put it towards something that has longevity, which a lot of people do, such as a home, or more often than not you go out, treat yourself to something that you've had your eye on. This story is so common for most people. Then you wake up one day realising you've got no savings. What if you're a stay-at-home parent or caring for somebody? Or most importantly, how do you turn this around? So what did Ted and Mary do when they realised they needed to make a plan? What I would like to do is play you something that I'd recorded earlier on last year regarding your financial future. Especially if at the moment you have no side hustle,